Conversations with Brittany Charmaine. I'm super excited about my guest today. He is one of my favorite people, one of my closest friends. I'm proud to call him brother. He is an amazing photographer, just an all-around good guy. I can't wait to talk about his perspective on all the things today. So please welcome Lavoirzea O'Rear.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you very much. Hello.
Hi.
Thank you for having me.
Of course.
I'm just so very glad to be in your presence.
Oh my God, too much. I can't.
But thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, of course. We're going to go ahead and dive in. We got a couple of segments to get through today. So we're going to learn a little bit about you, even though I know a lot of things, but everybody doesn't know. So we're going to start with your first segment. Get the words together. Your first segment is favorite things. So the first thing we're going to tackle, and Lavoirzea, when I tell you, we're going to keep this short because I know how you talk about these things because we have spent hours talking about this.
Yes.
Okay, so let us know either one of your favorite movies or one of your favorite shows.
One or the other.
Yes, and just one of those things, not multiple.
One of my favorite movies, a movie that I've always loved, or loved since I was a child, is Star Wars Empire Strikes Back, Episode 5.
Okay.
That's just stuff with me since I was a kid.
Why that one specifically, though?
It's the one where I grew up with the prequels. So Episode 5 was like when the Empire won. And throughout the prequels and then in New Hope, you never saw them win. You always had the protagonist winning.
Okay.
So the reveal of Darth Vader being Luke Skywalker's father and then losing, all the rebels losing that film, I was like, this is it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It catapulted Darth Vader as a character for me. I loved watching him.
I don't remember. There's so many episodes.
There are 9 episodes as far as movies.
Yeah.
So 9 episodes. Prequels, original trilogy.
On the 5th one, what happened?
Luke got his arm cut off.
Oh.
And it was revealed that Darth Vader was his father.
Okay.
Luke and Leia learned they were brother and sister.
Oh, that was a pivotal one then.
Yes.
Yeah,
so
okay.
it really took it up.
Yeah.
More.
Okay.
Han and Leia's story really started to develop as far as their love story too. They delved more deeper into that relationship.
Okay. Cool. You did great. You can do that. Very nice.
Thank you very much. You told me I followed instructions.
Yes. Okay, cool. So that's your favorite, one of your favorite movies. Since you are a native of Charlotte, which is rare, like you are one of 2 people that I know are from Charlotte, live in Charlotte. Since you're from here, what's one of your favorite places?
Favorite places?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Okay.
I was not ready for that question.
Great.
But thank you very much for it. I really appreciate it. One of my favorite places, I'll keep it short, but I'll make them 2.
Okay.
I have one favorite place, it's like a place of peace for me, and that's the airport overlook.
Oh, yeah.
I love just going out there. I remember going to and from, my mom would travel for work, and we would go drop her off. And this is back in the time we would go to the terminal with your family to drop them off. And we would just be able to watch like her get on the plane and then go around and watch the plane come off the tarmac. So it's almost like a bit of a nostalgia for me to be able to go and watch the planes take off. Just kind of sit there, get some food, just relax.
Yeah.
The second place would probably be Crowder's Mountain.
Never
I
been.
live right around the corner from there, Gastonia. So I like hiking. I'm an outdoorsy person, and I did not realize it until I started hiking more than I loved it.
Okay. How many times have you done Crowder's?
At least 10.
Ooh. Okay, yeah.
My goal this summer, by the end of the summer, is to be able to at least jog without stopping.
Lord Jesus. Okay. Well, praise God. You have fun with that. It's like, and correct me if I'm wrong, isn't there like 2 trails? Like one's like the stairs and one's like just
one's
a
the
trail?
shorter one,
Okay.
steep incline. So
Okay.
the stairs are pretty much just go straight up. Very little room for anything past the ball of your foot. But then the longer path, you have more slope progression at one point. But I take the longer one. I want to run the longer one.
Okay, cool. That's what's up. I forgot your last favorite thing, so I'm looking at my notebook here. Let's see. Oh, yes, of course. So, like I mentioned in your intro, you're also a photographer. So I don't know how you want to answer this.
Okay.
Well, I'll just kind of speak a little bit. What's one of your things that you enjoy about being a photographer? And then, like, what's one of your favorite things to shoot?
One of the things I enjoy, one of the favorite things I like to shoot.
Yeah.
One of the things I enjoy shooting. Gosh, that's a loaded question.
Okay.
But one of my favorite things to shoot are portraits in families. I love capturing families. It's almost cliche, but everyone loves like a good Christmas card photo. Or sending pictures back home for the holidays if you live like far away from your family. So being able to capture moments, not just holiday moments, but intimate moments between parents and their children. I love that. Just normal interaction, people talking around their island, around breakfast or anything like that. It's just really cute. One of my favorite things to shoot, or that I like to shoot, I'm really trying to delve deeper in black and white.
Okay.
So like composition and texture. So whatever may be able to tell a story with muted tones or no color whatsoever. So that can be street photography, environment, traffic, whatever. As long as it tells a story without needing any color.
Okay.
So
I
those
love
are
that.
things.
Nice. Very nice. Okay, cool. We'll get your credentials and all the things. So if anybody wants to book, they'll be able to do that. So thank you for sharing your favorite things, learning about you and what you like to do. We're going to dive into our first segment today with our topic, which is self-love. And I'm very excited to get your perspective on this and kind of see where it goes. So here's your question about self-love. So what does self-love mean to you? Okay. And what does it look like? Give us some examples.
What does self-love look like to me?
What does it mean, first of all? Yeah, what is self-love? When we're talking about that, what do we mean by that?
To me, what I believe that self-love is whatever helps you grow as an individual, whatever is self-respecting, not self-loathing or self-deprecating, whatever allows you to move forward to wherever you want to be in your life, whether it be like financial success, your career, or anything like that, or just friendship, just taking to a better place of self-love or self-peace, really. So giving yourself peace, giving yourself grace, practicing all of those things daily as if you can to make sure that you get to a place where you are content with yourself.
Okay, beautiful. Love the description. So what does that look like in every day?
For me or just in general?
Both. You can do both, yeah.
In general, I believe that it practicing positive affirmations.
Okay.
Accepting who you see in the mirror. Both the literal and figurative mirror.
Excuse me. Gotcha.
So whatever is in your mind, the insecurities that you may have, the goals in which you may not have accomplished or maybe that you're procrastinating on, giving yourself grace in those areas. But making sure that you're not replacing them or having a filler that will be something that doesn't respect who you're going to grow into.
Okay.
So for me, self-love looks like accepting who I am, accepting where I am in my life, and making sure that I am giving myself grace that is a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah, I love
When
that.
it comes to where I'm trying to go, what my goals are, I don't have to get there immediately.
Yeah.
I also don't need to compare myself to someone else.
Yeah.
I need to be patient with what God has blessed me with and where I currently am in my life.
Yeah.
So that's what I try and do.
I love that. I think for me, self-love is, and this is going to sound real selfish when I say this, but I know it's going to sound real selfish.
All right. The joke is coming.
Right. It's doing what I want to do. And what I mean by that is like, I do so many times, like I love being there for people because I'm just a supportive person, right? Yes. I love being there for people. I love just assisting in any way I can. But sometimes I've noticed that gets overshadowed to what I need to do for myself and what I want to do for me.
Yes.
And so now I've been prioritizing myself and loving me, which is doing the projects I want to do and need to do, having the schedule I need to have. Like some people are like, why do you go to the gym so much? Or why are you doing this so much? Or what? Because I want to. And that's why. And if I can help you any kind of way that also fits into my schedule too, then 100% I'll be there. But I had to just stop pushing everything I have for other people. And that's, like I said, it's a little selfish. It's not being negative. I'm not just out here just like, because I think sometimes you have to bend in some things you will have to just adjust your own personal schedule for, right? Like the important things. But if somebody wants me just to, I don't know, just be present for an event or do whatever, I'm like, I'm going to see if I'm going to be able to do that. But I'm going to stop putting my stuff aside for other people, respectfully, right? So just having that balance. But I think that's what it's been looking like for me lately.
That's really good to have that much introspection to know how to be self-aware.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really good. I love that.
Yeah. Thank you. So we defined self-love. We gave an example of that. So is self-love helpful or harmful do we want to just specify romantic relationships, or do we just want to do relationships in general? What do you think would be good?
We can do both.
Okay. Yeah. So let's do that. So looking at self-love, looking at how we describe it, how you described it, and how we both have gave the examples about them, or about it rather. How is it helpful or hurtful? Is it positive or negative when it comes to like platonic relationships and romantic relationships? What are your thoughts on
I believe that it is both. It can be both. We would like for it to be positive.
Okay.
It can be both, and I'll go into that in a moment.
Yeah.
But just to answer the question, for platonic friendship, like just a friendship, platonic relationships, it can. I believe that it can be positive as long as communication is going to be key on both ends. But if all of that's clear and communicated with platonic relationships, through friendships, our friendship, we've learned one another. We've gotten to know one another. We know our little tics and things like that.
Yeah.
So, but also you communicate things to me and vice versa. So we know what works. We know what doesn't work. It had to take a certain level of period in our lives for us to develop self-awareness that you already spoke about, to gain the knowledge to even know how to love ourselves. And thus, by learning that, we can communicate to somebody else. Yeah. So through platonic friendship or like platonic relationships and friendships, I do believe that it can be positive more times than not. Because whenever emotions get involved, romantic emotions get involved, then it gets it can be a slippery slope. So I say that.
Okay.
But as far as romantic relationships, is it hurtful or helpful?
What's the slippery slope you were talking about?
It all is based on communication.
Okay.
It's all based on
communication is key for everybody.
It's the communication that you give to your partner. It's the communication that you don't give to your partner.
Okay.
The verbal and nonverbal is very important. Yeah. But no one can understand something unless you vocalize it and just communicate it. No one can. I won't know if you're allergic to strawberries if you don't tell me. Right. So if I make a fruit salad and we gotta get EpiPen, I wouldn't know. Right. So unless I say something, yeah. So slippery slope is maybe I don't know this person enough. Maybe it's a new to our relationship. Yeah. And I may not want to divulge this information about me. Coming from a place of insecurity, shame, or just don't want to give you that access to it. Yeah. It's okay. Yeah. And later on, when a potential problem arises, the opposite of my part, let's just say my hypothetical partner, may react from a place that they're reacting from love, but I haven't communicated something to them. So they're reacting out of love is basically incorrect because they don't know something about me and how I take, or how I feel about myself. And they say something of really good compliment to me, but I take it a completely different way because I haven't communicated. So I believe communication from the beginning. It has to be consistent. Yeah. Platonic, romantic relationships. Yeah. As long as you communicate everything, but overindulgence in one versus the other can be negative. Yeah. Overindulgence. Either way. In platonic relationships or romantic relationships. Yeah. If it's always me about what I want to do, you talk about being selfish, and you deserve to be. Right. Certain things. Within reason. Absolutely. Yeah. But when it comes at a point where it can be detrimental to your platonic relationship, to your familial relationship, or to your romantic relationship with a partner, that is where, are we going to cross that threshold to where love is selfless or love is self-serving? Good. Is my partner here for me and that's it? Yeah. Or am I there for them the same way? What do you mean by self-serving? What am I getting out of this? How does this make me feel? Yeah. Am I having an emotional moment or a trying time, and I want them to be there for me whenever they are having one? I don't know how to react, so I'm not going to be there for them. So is that what I'm doing? Yeah. Am I pretty much wanting you here to make me feel better? Or am I willing to do the same thing for you? Yeah. So that's good. Good insight. Thank you for that. Absolutely.
like the biggest thing is self-awareness and knowing yourself. And I think that's in a relationship, romantic relationship or platonic relationship, knowing yourself. Especially, I will speak about a romantic relationship. This is not present, just, through experience or whatever. But if you don't know who you are, you will depend on your partner to show you that, right? You will depend on your partner to show you that. You will depend on your partner for all the things, and that's not fair to them. I think it's very true in platonic and romantic relationships that you learn from the people that you're around.
Yes.
I think that's great. Like being around different people, you learn different sides of yourself, both positive and negative, especially with your partner. This is somebody that you're spending a lot of time with.
Right.
So it's going to bring out different sides, different things, and they can be good.
Yeah.
But if you don't know who you are, then like you said, the insecurities will come out. You're not going to be able to communicate those things. You're over here dealing with trauma and you're trying to have a relationship and your partner's like, yo, I don't know what this is. Why are you snapping? Why are you feeling this way? Why, whatever. So the first thing with self-love is loving yourself, knowing who you are, being confident in that, being open to, of course, perspectives and learning and growing, which I think you grow for the rest of your life. You should be anyway.
You should, yes.
Yeah, and so there's that part. But also, like you said, it's communication. I had I had a good girlfriend. She was recently married at the time, and she had talked to me, and she was like, I'm like, first of all, sis, I'm not married. And so I'm real careful to give advice that kind of way. I'm like, I'll listen. I need you to talk to your husband because that's just a no for me. Here for you, but I'm not going to say too much. But anyway, and thankfully she had a counselor, so they figured that out. But the what happened was she recently married and they did not live together before. And so when they lived together, he had like a really, I don't know, he worked some very like high tech security position where it was like a cryptic kind of thing. It was very high stress. And so he came home, he would be like, she'd be super excited. She was a stay-at-home wife. So she'd be super excited to see him, want to talk about the day and everything. And he'd be like, hey, babe, how are you doing? And then he would just go in his space and just, yes. But she didn't understand. One, it was decompressed. She was like, you've been gone all day. So it was just a whole, and so they got an argument about it. And I was like, I knew he worked at high stress jobs. I knew both of them. And I was like, you might want to talk to him to see like why he comes home like that or what could be done, like whatever. And so they ended up discussing that. And he let her know, I want to be able to be there for you, but in order to do that, I need at least an hour when I come home to just whatever. Having that communication made their marriage better, right? And so instead of that, of course, they would greet each other, and then she would kind of just like get dinner ready, do whatever, so they could have a nice dinner and could have the time that she needed. So the self-awareness, right? Self-awareness, self-love deals with self-awareness, and then that communication piece, I think, is important.
Not to delve into my history.
Go ahead.
But to give an example of that, previous relationship, my ex-girlfriend didn't really know how to express herself.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't really know how to express herself, but also didn't know herself to the degree she thought she did.
Okay.
So, like you said, you learn things about yourself when you're in platonic relationships and familiar relationships and romantic ones.
Yeah.
So being with me, she saw how I worked, how I wanted to move in regards to making things happen or just doing things around the house or what have you.
Yeah.
But since she didn't know how she would do things, she followed suit with me and trying to practice the things that I did. We are not the same person.
Right.
We're two different individuals coming together as one.
Yeah.
But I knew my level of self-love myself. I had a certain level of self-awareness. She did. So you have to have your own identity and be aware of it.
Yeah.
But you need to communicate that. What makes you tick? What's good for you? What works for you and what doesn't work for you?
Yeah.
Are you okay with higher volume when it comes to excitement from your partner?
Yeah.
Or not?
Yeah.
Do you need that time to decompress, or are you okay? Hey, I want to love on you as soon as you walk through the door. Yeah. All those things need to be learned, and you can't necessarily learn all of them by yourself. You have to learn some of them while you're with someone else.
Yeah.
So that's great. That was a great example because through that communication, we worked through it.
Yeah.
And everything, I cold is fine.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's
No,
good.
that was a good example too. Thank you for sharing that in that vulnerable space. So I appreciate that for sure. Yeah, it's I think it's a balance. Like you said at the beginning, it's a balance. Like I think you do, and this is all your relationships, again, regardless of what the status is, the balance of taking care of yourself,
Yes.
being self-aware, having self-love, doing things that you just love to do, whether that's going to dinner by yourself or going to a movie or just going for a walk. Like you don't always have to be right with somebody, locked in with your partner, with friends, because some friends can be like real, like you're still here. Okay, great. I'm gonna need you to just get your own.
You don't gotta go home.
Right, but you won't have to get up out of here. Okay, but it's, even with that, still like you have to just have a balance. I think, and again, I think that's really what just a synopsis of that.
I believe that a great approach with still practicing self-love coming into a loving romantic relationship could be continuing your normal practice of whatever was healthy. Going to the gym, reading, writing, going to parks, whatever that was.
Yeah.
But over time, starting to adjust that, but not completely taking it away.
Real.
Allow your person, your romantic partner, to come along with you.
Yeah.
And take part in those things, not in excess.
Yeah.
Because that is still your space.
Right.
But allow them to see what helps you take, what helps you work, what helps you decompress, what helps you be you.
Right.
Allow them to see that through
Yeah.
the window of just being able to be there once or twice. So
That's
therefore
beautiful.
they'll understand and they won't jump to conclusions or
that's real.
assumptions.
Yeah.
If and when you do need to go and have your own time like that, you need to decompress,
Yeah.
you won't say, is something wrong with me?
Yeah.
Are we in good standing in our relationship?
Right.
Do they still love me?
Yeah.
And if you allow all of that to happen, and that's the nonverbal communication.
Yeah.
Because the verbal communication is the invitation.
Yeah.
But then the nonverbal is just allowing them to be present.
Right.
And they are somewhat conscious or cognizant of you as their partner. They'll pay attention to how this helps you. Yeah. And how this is a good place for you to stay in places to live.
Right. That's real. I love it. It's so funny that you said it's just like I was talking to my therapist. I know
Shout out to therapy.
Shout out to therapy. Okay, like homegirl is the best, and I know she be tired of me. I be like, girl, I got another one for you today.
With
She can't.
all this work.
Right. Oh my gosh, thank you. But now, like, I'm done. I can't. So, dang, what did she say? Oh, so we were talking, and I was like, I mean, of course, I think people that know me, I do desire to be married one day. Cool. So that's there. The process of getting there, I'm like, I'm tired. I don't want to keep talking to you. Like, I don't want to keep asking these questions. I don't care about your favorite color. I don't care. Like, just don't. But the thing that I love about therapy is like, you know what? They be asking them questions, and I'm like, all right, sis. But no, basically what we got down to is like, I'm tired. I was tired of being asked the same questions. I got tired of expressing myself, and the reason why I was fatigued in that area. And this is like, it's weird coming from me, right? Because I'm a conversationalist. I talk all the time. So for me to say that, it gave her a pause. Like, what's the real root behind this? The root that we both discovered and came to was the men that I had been around. I wasn't able to express myself fully, and then when I did try to do that, what's the word? I got shot down basically, and they shut down. And so it's like, I'm trying to explain to you, it's something I don't really care for, or I don't like how this is going. I don't know what to do. I'm not mad about let's talk and whatever. And they took it defensively. And so having that done so many times, I got to the point, like, I just don't want to do it anymore. I don't care what you think about. I don't want to do whatever. And it's not that I didn't care. I got tired of not being heard.
That's very true.
Right. And so, but that was like a wake up call for me. I was like, oh, okay. So it's not that I'm tired of talking about this or learning about this person. It's just, I need somebody that's going to be positive and learn with me and to listen. Right. And so that was a perspective change for me. But like I said, just being self-aware is really important. Yeah. I have a lot of accountability partners, you being one of those people, so I don't mind if somebody tells me, okay, the way you're thinking, not that it's not valid, but it may not be the best way to think, And I felt like, Right. And so, but like, I think one of the examples, then we'll go to our next segment. But one of the examples I say from us, we talk all the time, and then Marvel is like our big conversation. He's like, usually once a week we go hit up a Marvel something. Right, we're coming soon. Coming Friday. But we had a conversation. I don't know how we got on this conversation with Black Panther.
Yes.
And we were talking about something. I think you were talking about where was representation for like the young boys. Yes. And I was feeling away because I'm like, boys always get the, representation. I was like really proud of the Black women. Mm-hmm. And I took what you said in the wrong way, but it stemmed from me not feeling supported by Black men. And I just went and ran with that. And we had to have like just a real like conversation. I appreciate you for just walking, we just walked through that. And that's what I ended up thinking. I was like, oh, that's really, and I told you that's where that came from. Mm-hmm. And that's not where you were coming from, but that's where my mind went. And so having that conversation and then me working through, like, I love my brothers. I love Black men, but sometimes I don't feel like Black women get that support.
That's true.
And that's something.
Sometimes they don't.
Right. And that's unfortunate, but it's like, first of all Black men are not the same. All men are not the same. Let's just put that out there. But, my culture, Black, they're not all the same. And that's something I had to walk through myself and just being able to just see a person for who they are and not generalizing everybody.
That's true.
So,
but it also, this speaks to the earlier point when it comes to platonic, but mainly platonic with us, but also very much so important for like romantic ones. Yeah. It's the patience. Yeah. So you were speaking from a place where you came from experience, mm-hmm. but I had to be patient mm-hmm. to be able to let you be there, mm-hmm. to let you speak, to let you have that moment, to not get defensive, to not become argumentative. Right. Because I knew where I was coming from, but I had to be attentive enough to know, let me hear what she's saying. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. For the sake of what she's saying, but also where she's coming from. Right. Yeah. Because if I'm only listening to respond, mm-hmm. then it would become hard. Right. Then there's nothing going to grow from that. Men versus women and all that. No one has time. No. But it takes patience from the other side. Facts. To allow whatever needs to be said, be said. Yeah. And once that patience is given, I now, based off that conversation, know and understand you so much better mm-hmm. because you allowed me to get to that place with you, for you to express that. Yeah. And then I was like, all right, let me just listen and pay attention. Mm-hmm. But I had to be there too. Yeah. And that's what people need to do. Platonic, familial, romantic. Yes. Whenever a differing opinion arises, mm-hmm. whenever anything that could potentially go over the threshold of becoming an argument mm-hmm. or just, I don't like you. Yeah. Be patient with them mm-hmm. as you want them to be patient with you. Right. And listen to see, or just to get a roundabout understanding of where it may originate. Mm-hmm. Because that's when you get to the meat of it. Yeah. We're so quick to just be like, okay, you said this, I'm ready, whatever. And Adele actually said this not too long ago, which I thought was funny because I didn't think about it. But like he'll say something, mm-hmm. and if I'm not really sure, one, what I'm thinking about it or how I want to respond, it's like, I do take the time, like, hey, I need to process this, mm-hmm. and I actually process it. And I was like, I didn't, it's so natural now. Right. But that's something that I've grown to do because I used to just listen to respond as well. Mm-hmm. But now I do take the time to just process. Usually, not all the time. Sometimes I'll be like, I'm not with it. Right? That's gonna happen. Right, because it's a human thing, but I do my best, like, give me a second. I just need a moment so I can just make sure that the way I'm responding is actually going to help the situation and reach to a solution and endpoint versus, like you said, argumentative. So, yeah. Very good. Yeah. I like that. Such good insight, man. I love it. It's all, I'm vibing on. Man, same. So cool. That's self-love. Anything else you want to add on that? That's it. Okay. Make sure that whatever you're doing is helping you get to the place where you want to go. Yeah, yeah. So one thing of self-love is I think is almost like a bit of a farce. We believe that live and let live, or I'm just going to do this because I can, or I have the freedom to. Yeah. Is it helping you, and what is your purpose? Yeah, yeah. Not like, oh, I am this because I do this. Mm-hmm. No, your identity is not centered around your career. It's not centered around certain things. Mm-hmm. But what is your purpose in doing all of it together? Yeah. Is it helping you get to a particular place? Mm-hmm. Is it helping you grow into the man or the woman or the person that you want and are going to be.
Yeah.
If you're doing anything that is a filler to make you feel good, almost like a placebo. I wouldn't even say a placebo. It's like a
vice?
A vice or something to keep you comfortable. Because through growth comes discomfort. You need things to be uncomfortable to grow. So if you want to grow, you can't go back to insecurity, certain anxiety, certain vices, certain practices, things that you would indulge in that you know you shouldn't be doing. Particular relationships or being involved with certain people or whatever, you can't go back to that place, especially if you know where you want to go.
Yeah.
So make sure that if and when those tumultuous situations arise or those trying times, that you don't go backwards. You take that time, like you said, to process where you are.
Yeah.
That's a part of self-love.
Yeah.
Process where you are and how you can actually move forward with what you have.
I love it. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Great. So I think we tackled self-love, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Cool. So we're going to move to our last segment. And I have one question after that. Okay. So our last segment, we're going to be talking about the narrative. Great. So a couple of things. We have personal narrative. Is that determined by experiences or not? Is that positive or negative? And then I'm going to save the last question. So we'll talk about that first. So first, what is personal narrative? And is that depicted based off personal experience? And if so, is it positive or negative?
What is personal narrative?
Yep. That came from you.
Should be something like that.
That's where I got it from.
I'll break it down. It's what you think and how you feel internally, whether it be positive or negative thoughts. So how you see yourself in the mirror, the first thing that comes to mind.
Okay.
When you have an interview or when you have a potential showing or whatever may be big, a big undertaking that's coming up. And I got this. Are you encouraging yourself?
Yeah.
Or are you discouraging yourself? So personal narrative is just what you think about yourself daily.
Yeah.
Maybe hour by hour. Because I know sometimes in the morning I'll be like, boy.
Yeah.
We're going to make it through this day.
Listen.
But then after like 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
I'm like, woo.
You did it.
Good example. We love black men, right? Look at a black man before he gets his haircut.
Oh, it's so, y'all are so funny.
But it's the women too, though.
Boy, y'all get that lineup, don't know how to
It's the women too, though.
That fresh cut.
When the women
be a
book
whole
their appointment,
please.
And they get that ring light.
Yeah, they ready.
They completely
our fresh like full set. Yeah.
So
they be talking like this and doing everything.
It is, and the reason I bring up that example is because it can be based off experience. That is an experience.
Yes.
Getting your hair appointments done or whatever, eyebrows fitted or whatever.
Yeah.
Helps with your internal personal narrative. So if you feel good on the outside, like if you look good on the outside, you feel good on the inside. So that is pretty much what like personal narrative is.
Yeah.
But can it be positive or negative? That's the next question. It can be both. Because if
it's an experience, right?
Yeah. If you have a defeatist type of mentality, if you have a pessimistic perspective, it's always going to be negative. And the times where the light shines through that is positive from someone else complimenting you or someone else doing something good for you, those negative thoughts are going to rush to the forefront and just tell you, you don't deserve this. They're better than you. They deserve something else or what have you. Yeah. But it can be positive experiences as well. This past weekend, I served at church with photography.
Yeah.
And after that, I got on the grill.
Yeah.
Cooked for all the women, all the moms of my family. You know. But that's exactly what my aunt said. She said, and she said, he's so sweet, so nice. So that was a positive that I could take. Like, you know what? I can cater. I can be there for someone else. I can do these things and serve, so to speak, after serving in church. And do it to my fullest ability. So I believe that it can be positive or negative. It really just comes down to a choice. Which one are you going to feed? I think it's an old Indian parable or Native American parable, Native American parable where it's two wolves or like a wolf and a bear. And it comes to whichever one you feed
Oh, yeah.
is the one that takes over.
Yeah.
So if you give into negative emotions, if you constantly look at yourself and belittle yourself and not try and pick yourself back up through the self-love practices and things like that, and nothing that can be self-deprecating and feel like it's just a filler, and you know in the back of your mind, your conscience is a filler. If you are doing those things constantly, you can get to a positive place. But it's all about your mental and internal choices.
Yeah, that's real. That's good. Good insight, good examples for sure. I think personal narrative for me is a roller coaster. Most of the time it's good. Most of the time it's good, but like today I could literally call my mama and I was a mom for like adulting today. Literally 6 o'clock when I was like,
What person in there?
Okay, right, but I was like really didn't feel like it. And she was like, "You're calling me real early?" I was like, "Yeah," because she's the one calling me, and I was just like, "I just don't feel like doing it." And like legit, I was like, "Brittany, just put one foot out the bed, I had to talk myself to just getting to like wash my face and everything. But sometimes you have to do that, and that's right. And that's like I said, it's a roller coaster because I was like not feeling it, but I wasn't productive the day before, and I don't like that because I have too many things to do to not be productive. So I was like, okay, we don't want yesterday to be the same as today. So let's get one foot out of here and let's just it was really one step at a time. But the personal experience piece is I know that I feel my best when I'm productive. I mean, I want to do it, but I feel so much better when I have completed at least a couple of things on my to-do list. All of it doesn't get done, that's fine. But for me, I need to do something on my list to feel like, oh, okay, I did what I need to do today. So that's just like when I say roller coaster, it's not like all over the place, but it sometimes it fluctuates. I think the times where it fluctuates most is if I'm in an insecure space. If I'm in an insecure space around people that I don't necessarily feel supported by, or I feel just out of place. And sometimes not the people, it's just me, just, like imposter syndrome kicks in or something like that. Then my personal narrative can be negative, like, why am I here? Well, they could have picked anybody else, or what I'm talking about doesn't even make sense. I don't know if you've ever been talking, you're just like, what are the words literally coming out of my mouth? Me, like, what am I saying? And so it's like trying to get that balance. But I do think it's based off an experience, and it's also based around the people that are around you too. And the last thing with that is just like you said, it's a choice. Yes. Because I can choose to stay in that crazy space and then realize, well, hey, they asked me to be here for a reason, so let's just enjoy that space and I'm going to be present with that. So just trying to balance that out.
One point that you made about the people that are around you.
Yeah.
They're very important.
Yeah.
Very important. Because whatever community you're a part of, you start to practice, the birds of a feather thing. You start to practice or at least start thinking similar things to what other people are or do or say around you. So that's why they say like people married people may not need to take advice from people who are single.
Right.
And vice versa. Right. Because you don't occupy that space.
Just don't. Yeah.
You don't occupy the same space. We don't have the same lifestyle.
Right.
As much as we may, I hope from single people that are married, not other way. But we don't know the details of some people's marriages. But to get to a certain place, we can ask people in our careers, as well as people who are married and successful, romantic, communicative type of relationships. Yeah. How they got there. Yeah. And what went into that. Yeah. But we can get inside of our own heads so much because we're making the wrong choices internally that we make a decision to remove the good people around us. Oh yeah. Because we want to continue to stay comfortable. It's unfortunate. And we know that we want to be growing, we want to be successful, we want to be the person that we are idealistic version of ourselves. But we don't know how to get there. Yeah. So we're just like, this is all I am. Just accept that negative perspective. Yeah. That negative personal narrative. Yeah. So it's just really unfortunate. Just make sure that you keep the good people around. Yeah. Don't push them away because they're coming from a place of love to uplift you. Real. That's real. And I'll add this because we're both believers. I think something that I did just because I was seeing my circle, I think just some personal trauma. I don't know what I want to call it trauma because that's really intense. But I guess
Right. I'm still trying to figure that out, but I'm a military brat. Go Air Force. You know, everybody else too, but Air Force top tier. Anyway.
Army, but whatever.
Okay, great. You know, we appreciate everybody, but whatever.
Front line.
All right. So no, we do love our armed forces, men and women. We thank you for your service. Okay, we gotta put that in there. Yes. Okay. But I think because I had to move around so many times, when I was able to be stable for even like 2 years, I grabbed everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm holding on to everybody I met. Some people really didn't need to be my friends. We cool, everybody. And then I kept that going for so many years. And I looked around, I was like, some of y'all don't really ride for me. Y'all just got me because I ride for you and I'm supportive, but I'm like, I don't feel none of that. And so to bring it back to what I was talking about, like being a believer, I literally sat down and I asked God, I was like, and this is going to be hard, but like, I need you to remove the people that are not going to be on this journey with me. And I need you to bring people that I'm going to feel loved and cared for. And that's what he's done. And it's been difficult to let those people go, still love them, but it's also just so refreshing that the people I'm around, I don't worry about anything.
Right.
I don't have to change myself for anybody. So my narrative has been way more positive than what it used to be. So, yeah.
To piggyback off of that,
Yeah.
God removed me from a situation, one of which I really wanted to be in, really did. And I wanted an individual person.
Yeah.
But God blessed me with a community.
That's crazy.
That's just crazy. Like, I mean, you were a part of that community.
Yeah.
Like, I did not know you. And I was like, who are all these people? And now it's like, it's my own girl.
Yeah.
This is my ride or die right here. I got it.
Yeah.
But I would not have gained these other people if God didn't pluck me from them. But you asked him. So it's two different perspectives there.
Yeah.
Where
Two different experiences.
God
Yeah.
will take you somewhere.
Yeah.
By either removing you or you asking him to remove them. So just making sure that the people that are around you, God's either going to put you around the people you need to be around, or you can ask him.
Yeah, that's
so
real.
It's up to you. That goes back to that choice.
Yeah.
So we talk about self-love, but at the end of the day, us as believers, we love God.
Yeah.
So if we love God, he loves us.
Facts.
So then we can gain some more strength, more courage, and everything like that based on our faith.
Yeah.
Versus just relying on or like just the self-love to here.
Yeah. That's beautiful. I love it. Other than that, that's just good. That was such good perspective. Yeah, so my last two questions for you. Well, the last one I asked everybody, but this one I just kind of came up with today. Dealing with, so we talked about self-love, we talked about personal narrative. What is, and if you can answer this with it's just like one thing, if not, it's completely fine.
Okay.
But what's one thing that you feel you have unlearned now that you're an adult? Are currently unlearning. So either have unlearned or you're in the process of unlearning.
I would say acceptance.
Okay, talk about it.
Accepting things. Like what I'm unlearning. Because before I would not accept it.
Okay.
I would kind of hang my hat on certain things.
Okay.
And I didn't mean to. And now really just accepting, I spoke about it earlier, being patient with myself, knowing that it's a marathon, not a sprint. It's my goals in general. Being a father, being a photographer, just being a careerman here in America, just being a black person in general, just wanting to be successful. And just accepting who I am, where I am, why I am.
All the things.
And how I got there. So just accepting all those things, and through the acceptance, I can be patient with where I currently am. Prior to wherever the next level up is, I know this is where I am. And if I accept where I am, if I'm constantly looking for the next, I won't be able to accept and be thankful for whatever is around me. I won't have a grateful spirit. I won't be grateful for anything. I'll always be looking to the next, and I'll always be needing something else to fill that void is just an empty pit. But if I accept everything that I have, friendships, relationships, brokenness, past, then I won't be able to content where I currently am. I'm not even thinking about moving forward. And sometimes I always have to accept to move forward. No, sometimes you can just accept to sit.
That's real. That's hard.
And that is where is unlearning. Not accepting. So really learning how to accept. move forward with that.
Mhm.
What about you?
My job. I mean, that's great. That's some really great insight there. So yours is learning to accept. Mine is learning to let go of expectations. Yeah, which is super hard for me because maybe because I'm so hard on myself, or I put myself, what's the term? I don't know. I guess I don't have a term for it, but like for me personally, like if I say I'm gonna do something, I do it. I try to be my best self for everybody too, so that you can depend on me. I'm a loyal person. If I say I got you. If whatever it is, like my expectations for myself are very high and I reach them. It's very unfair to put that on other people, but I do that.
To project it on.
I project it on everybody else, and so that's something I'm unlearning. Is I think it's a little dangerous to have no expectations, right? I think it's a little dangerous to have no expectations. Right, exactly. But I have softened the expectations for people. Not let go, like I don't have this low standard or nothing like that, but it's just soften and be like that acceptance piece too. So like calling people back, right? Or something like that. I'm like, okay, if I call you and left a message, I'm gonna need you to return that. Or if you have my number, use it. Like, what are we doing? Versus, girl, you don't know what they got going on. You don't know what they got going on. You don't know if they're dealing with a tough time, if they just want to sit down and do absolutely nothing. If they're busy, you don't know. So stop expecting everybody to respond the way you do, act the way you do. They're not. Everybody's different. And so I'm learning to just not have so many expectations for people that I have for myself. And then just letting people be. And I think that creates like a safer space for people. Like I said, not completely throwing it away because I think we do have to have expectations, right? Within reason. But just having a better balance with that is something I'm trying to unlearn.
What I would say to that is that your greatness is your greatness.
Mm-hmm.
That my greatness is my greatness.
Yeah.
Our greatness can bounce off of one another as it has.
Yeah.
But whatever you do, I may not.
That's real. And that's okay.
And that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
And that's great to be able to know that, to have that self-awareness that other people aren't going to, and that you don't need to hold others to such a high standard.
It's unfair.
But on the opposite side of that, you would hope that those that interact with you will have a standard for themselves.
Facts. Yeah.
So as long as they have a standard for themselves, and that communication that we talked about earlier, you don't get homegirl's number.
Right.
What you got to do with it.
Right.
But also, if you're just strictly trying to make a business connection, just a platonic connection,
right?
Communicate that up front, so therefore everything else can come from that.
Yeah.
But I think that's beautiful to not, because then if you set those false expectations for someone else, you
create this whole thing in your head though. It's like you got this right, all these scenarios, all this. I'm like, for what? Just let it be what it is, and then you do what you need to do for you. But don't do that to everybody else. Right, and I've learned that, and I'll let you know. I'm like, you are the worst texter ever, which is why I just call because I don't got time.
But you know what?
But it's like
conversationalist, though.
Right, but it's also like I'm gonna text you if I don't need the response no time soon, and I've learned that, and that's fine. If I need you to like, hey, I'm gonna need you like real caps, call me, or I just call, and that's fine. So just learning and just releasing some things for people.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now what's the last one? So we have something.
Yeah. So the last question is this is for everyone.
Okay.
And then I'll answer too. Like I told my guests the other day, I don't know what else I'm gonna say to this because I've like literally done this 8 times, and I'm like, I don't know what else I got. It don't make sense when I ask it. Mm-hmm. So if your younger self was here, young Lavoirzea, if he was here, what is the piece of advice you would give him?
I guess that goes into what a part of what I'm learning or unlearning. But I said it earlier, being patient with myself.
Okay.
Because young Lavoirzea was fairly impatient with wanting to provide for my children, wanting to be like the best dad ever, seeing my kids off to college in my mind, but they were starting like kindergarten.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we're not there yet. So training them up to be that, I'm like, they're not there.
Yeah.
But being patient with myself, even with relationships, finding a spouse, courting, dating, marriage, all those things, knowing that takes time. And sometimes there is unfortunate trial and error.
Yeah.
So being patient with myself, but also looking around while I'm on the journey.
I love it.
Me and Doug were talking earlier about one of his images and how the light is not really at the end of the tunnel, but it's peeking through on the inside.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So making sure that you're looking around your surroundings and not having tunnel vision from the destination.
Which most people do.
So that's where I was, and through the learning and acceptance now, I'm having a different perspective.
I love that. That's nice. That's good advice. Good advice. Very good. For me, I hope I didn't say this yet. If I did already, great. Just more advice to stack. Right, we stacking on it. I think something, because I'm so, and this is not boastful. This is just how I was raised. I'm so responsible. Like I'm so responsible, and I think that's why I'm in so many different spaces, because people see that and they need people like that around them. You know, I'm so responsible, and I try to stay on top of all the projects that I have, and I have so many. And I have like a schedule that I do, and I think about so many things. And I would tell younger Brittany, I need you to have fun too, though, sweetheart. Like I need you to just have fun. Like be structured, do your thing, because that's how I was, I was raised, how God's kind of like instilled me to be, because I think people need that. I need that for myself to get things done. With the big projects that I have, coming and things that I want to do with my life. But it's also like, if you're just being so rigid and structured to your schedule, if you were always invested in so many projects, when are you able to sit back and enjoy them? When are you able to actually just be there and have fun with the people that you have around you that are there just to support you?
Right.
Like, when are you going to be able to just embrace them, have fun with your family without thinking, okay, I need to go, when I go home, I got to do this email, I got to do whatever. And so that's what I would tell her, just to embrace it and just have fun too. So.
Having fun now.
I am. This is fun. This is great.
Not now, which is where you want.
Period in life?
Are you practicing that now?
I'm working on it.
Well, that's okay.
I'm working on it.
Okay.
I have to, and this might sound weird, I have to schedule the fun in.
Okay.
And the reason why I have to do that, not because I have so many things to do, is just the fact if I don't schedule it, it'll be overlooked. Kind of like when I work, I don't eat, not because I'm not hungry, just my mind is so invested. And so like if I don't schedule, like, okay, on Saturday, like I know this Saturday I have one of my homegirls' birthday parties I'm super excited about. I've already scheduled that time out. All my work will be done. Won't have to worry about anything like that. And so scheduling those fun times for me, whether that's catching up on a show, going to the movies or whatever. What happened? Abbott Elementary, top tier. Love it. But yeah, having those scheduled moments. And one day maybe I won't have to, but right now I do that so that I will make sure that I have a good balance. So yeah. Yeah.
Keep practicing.
Yeah. That went so quick. I don't know how long it was. It went so quick. What? Okay, come on. With the glare and my contacts, like, bro, like you got me looking like I can't tell time. Got me looking crazy. And I'm an educator too. Like,
come on.
Because the way that light was hitting, I was like, where's the thank you? That would have been better. You got me down here with a glare. I'm like, bro, I don't know what that is. Thanks. You should have put it like above the light. I can read time, people. Okay? I'm so over you right now.
Some people can't read analog.
I can. That's the thing. When you had me looking crazy just now.
Some people can't though. It's like, what does the big head mean?
I can read time. Oh my God. I'm so embarrassed.
Don't.
I can't. It's that light right there that was reflecting. I'm like, bro, what? Great. Thank you. Thank you, Lavoirzea. Thank you so much. Anyways, we're going to wrap this up because you got me looking wild out here. No, but thank you so much for being on the podcast today, bringing the fun, bringing the insight, all the perspective, and it's always a good time when you're here. So thank you for being. Yeah.
It's an honor and privilege for me.
Oh, thank you. All right, folks, until next time, we'll see ya.